Hey everybody, this video is all about how to use your graph in Sheets. A couple of things we're going to talk about: how to format your numbers in Sheets, how to adjust a formula, and how to customize your graph. So quick review, the lab we're doing, we've got a little car, it's attached to a string, there's washers on the end of it or any kind of weight. Those washers represent force. These are a force on the end of the string. In this case, I measured the time it took my car to go 60 centimeters. So I had to go into this formula. And I'll get to that in a second. But the first thing you're going to see in the video is this right here. See how this average time has lots of more than 2 significant digits? So I'm going to go up to Format, choose Number, and then right there, I can make it just 2 significant digits. Really straightforward. So that's, again, we went to Formula, Format, which was right up here, Format. Then we saw Number, and we just changed it so that it looked like it was 2 significant digits, and that gives us that nice 2 for our 2 significant digits for our average time. You can get that for velocity and acceleration as well. For the velocity, inside these cells, it says equals, and there's a parentheses, and then it'll say 0.3, but I'm going to delete it and say 0.6, because that's 0.6 of a meter. If you did 39 inches, you want to put a 39 there. If you did 12 inches, you want to put a 12 there. If you did 20 centimeters, you want to put a 0.2 of a meter, or 20 centimeters. Whatever number of units you did for your distance, that's what you're going to put right here. Then you're going to say over, and you're going to click on the cell right above. These little blocks are called cells, and you click on that cell, and that'll give you, in my case, C8, and it'll show up in a nice color like yellow. It will say over C8. Then you close that parentheses and press enter, and that will automatically calculate your velocity, because you know that velocity equals distance over time. Well, that was distance, and that is time. And that's going to give you your velocity. Ditto with acceleration. Acceleration equals velocity over time. Well, there's your velocity, there's your velocity, there's your acceleration, right? And so that's formatting, and that's adjusting your formula. Now let's talk customization. So I want to make my graph with average time. So I'm going to select that bar, just that bar, hit the graph button, and boom, I got a graph. It says average time in the title, it says average time in the column, but I want another row, right? So I'm going to move it over. I'm going to change my title. I can double click there, see, pulling force versus average time, and then I need a pulling force row. So I'm going to go over here to where it says series. Actually, I'm going to go over here where it says axis title, and I'm going to put in a title for my horizontal axis. I'm going to type it in. And you can see that as I type here, it shows up there. Then I'm going to go back to my setup, and I'm going to choose my range for the x-axis. So I can just select this range right across here. Press OK. Boom! I get this nice scatter plot where I can read the trend. Got a title, got labels on my axes. I can put units on those labels. The average time is in seconds. The pulling force is in numbers of washers. Now, I want to make a graph for the velocity. So I highlight the velocity row, press that chart button, and boom, I get my velocity graph. Same deal though. I'm going to move my charts around. I need to change the title. So I make my title include both variables, capital letters, and now I can even center it. all of these options, I can make it bigger, smaller, change the color. The velocity is in meters per second. And I need, again, I need to go back to my setup, and I need an x-axis. So I click over there to select a range, and I'm going to select right here in row 3 for me, just that mass row. And then boom, I get my x-axis. Go over here, click on my horizontal axis, and I'm going to type in a horizontal axis title. Give it whatever I want. Pulling force, number of watchers. It remembers what I wrote before. Now I've got it, and I can even see a trend, right? It looks like it's going up. Note that I'm using a scatter chart, and for this, that's the best type, because even though we only have discrete numbers of washers, you can't have half a washer, you can have half a Newton. So force continues and continues. Just going to pause that here. So you may notice I did it again. Select the acceleration row, press the chart button, and there we have it. Now I have an acceleration chart. Adjust the title. Adjust the bar, adjust the side, and there it goes. What I wanted to show was a quick review, and I'll go over those steps again. Again, I can format these things and change the color. Acceleration is in meters per second. And now I'm going to go back up to the horizontal axis and give it a name. Remember, I already had to go up to setup and add that horizontal axis up here. I had to select that range and choose the row that I wanted for my horizontal axis. There I have it. And I have a nice curvy line here. I can go down here. I can even add data labels so that it'll tell me what each of these values is. Now I can format them, and I can add a trend line. I can see how this line goes. Right? If I wanted to, I could show the r-squared to see how well it fits. But there you have it. I have acceleration versus pulling force, velocity versus pulling force, average time versus pulling force, and all of these graphs make it much easier to make a claim about my data. So this was a long video, and I hope it was helpful.